Today, I'm showing you guys how I was able to beat Polluted Wastelands in TDS, but I didn't play any regular version of TDS. I played the scratch version of TDS, which is a 2D version of TDS made by a person called Hollow Knight. I'll leave a link down below if you want to play the game. It's pretty cool. I recommend you guys check it out, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video.
There's a pretty big difference between the 2D and 3D versions of TDS. The 2D is an older version, so some of the towers work differently. This makes some of the towers more viable, like the spawner towers, because of the units not dying after a certain amount of time. Also, some of these older towers have been buffed or nerfed over time, which changes what towers you can use in different situations. For today's video, I decided to use the loadout on the screen. The Elf Camp is a very good early game tower due to how strong the spawned units are and how cost efficient it is at its early levels. It's also pretty good in the mid to late parts of the game. Then we got the Engineer and Accelerator, our mid to late game carry towers that will be doing pretty much all of the damage when we are going through all the waves and the boss fight at the end. Last but not least, we got our two support towers, which are the DJ and Commander, who will be helping give our carry towers the necessary buffs they need to beat all the later waves. Alright, now that we are done talking about the different towers I am going to be using, let's move on to me showing you how I use these towers to beat Polluted Wastelands. I started off with using those very epic elf camps you get from beating the Frost Invasion event in 2022.
Nice.
I placed two of them down at the beginning of the game and just let them destroy all those weak early game zombies.
Bruh.
From waves 1 to 5, I focused on upgrading my elf camps and watch as they ran into the zombies, ensuring that my home base wouldn't be attacked.
I got you, homie.
When I got to the end of wave 5, it started to get a little scary.
Bruh.
So I decided to add a couple of engineers to the map, which would help support those cool elf camps by letting them spawn in more elves over time by taking care of some zombies. At the end of wave 7, it was time to get the DJ booth down so I could get groovy. Besides that, I wanted to get that DJ down early to try and get its cash discount sometime in the future. I also placed down a couple more engineers to get ready for the first mini-boss. The first boss that you face in Polluted Wastelands is not too hard to beat, but you got to make sure that you have enough damage to beat him so you don't lose. I was able to beat him by wave 13 with ease and move on to the tougher waves ahead of me. An annoying part about playing Polluted Wastelands that I forgot to mention is the mutation game modifier that makes it so when a new zombie is introduced, it will increase that zombie's HP by 8% for every wave it spawns. So when the zombies on wave 1 spawn on wave 5, they will have 40% more HP than they did on wave 1. This makes even the weak zombies become more troublesome over time. We are skipping all the way to wave 22, which is a very scary wave in Polluted Wastelands. The boss that spawns is called the Amalgamation Zombie, which has a whopping 8000 HP, and he also spawns in these fleshlings that have 160 HP. To beat him, I made sure to get my elf camps upgraded to max level to spawn in those very noise-ripped elves. And upgrade my engineers each a couple levels as well to get stronger sentry turrets. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to place down my accelerator. Anyways, after placing down the accelerator, it helped ensure that we would be able to pass the scary boss with ease.
Easy.
While I was dealing with that amalgamation boss, I was able to max out my DJ to get maximum groviness. Now that I had my DJ maxed out, I was able to focus on getting maxed out engineers and accelerators to defend against the next terrifying boss that could get in my way. By wave 30, I had gotten a lot of maxed out accelerators and actually put some commanders down as well for the ultimate wombo combo. We get another one of those scary bosses at wave 30. It's called the Abomination. It has a whopping 20,000 HP and has a 20% defense reduction, which makes it so that we deal 20% less damage to him, which makes him even more thick and tanky. Also, when he dies, he comes
Back to life.
with 6,000 HP and moves pretty fast at the same time. This makes him a pretty menacing foe to face on wave 30, but it should be a cakewalk for us though. Hopefully.
Yeah, boy.
See, he stood no chance against the goat wombo combo. Now that we have beaten that thick abomination boss, it's time to move on to the next big boss on wave 35. Before I hit wave 35, I was just putting down more accelerators and engineers while using Commander's Call of Arms ability to take down the waves with no problems.
Griffin numbers!
The mutated wave buff makes it a little tricky over time, but at the moment I was able to manage taking down the zombies. At wave 35 though, things got a little more trickier because they introduced the Warden boss. This Warden has only 8000 HP but has a 40% defense reduction. On top of that, he has this ability where he shoots a laser that stuns your towers so they cannot shoot back for a bit. It also deals damage to my elf camp's units that it spawns. To beat the Warden, you gotta hope that it doesn't stun your towers instantly. Wow, Warden just stunned all my towers. The only way to beat him now is to show no mercy.
Oh, you think you're hard? You think you're hard? You dumb little zombies? Shred 'em! Shred 'em! Shred 'em! Shred!
The Warden went down with relative ease, but when it has an enemy that can tank damage in front of it, it's going to be a pain to deal with all that stunning. Waves 35 to 39 were very easy for me. I was able to destroy all those annoying amalgamation Wardens and abomination zombies they sent my way to try and destroy me. I am now moving on to the final wave, which will be the ultimate challenge for my team and I. First, I had to deal with the nuclear monsters guards, who are very tanky with 80,000 HP, and they also had a 50% defense reduction on them as well. This made dealing with them a tough task. When I started fighting them, it was not going too well, so I started adding more elf camps to the game to create a bit of lag to slow down the nuclear guardians a bit. It was helping lag the game a bit, but was not really making too much of a difference, so I kind of just watched my accelerators, engineers, and elf camps try to beat the nuclear guardians and monster, while I was constantly using Commander's Call of Arms ability to give them an extra fire rate boost. I also figured out in the mid-game that accelerators, engineers, and elf camps placement limit have all been increased in the 2D version of TDS, so I used that to my advantage as well. I was eventually able to take out all three of the nuclear monsters guardians, which meant that it was time for the legendary battle between me and the nuclear monster.
Fight!
The nuclear monster is a very menacing foe. It has a crazy 1.5 million HP and is able to stun all the towers on the map with his stomp ability. He can also shoot a laser at my towers to stun them. People call him the stun abuse king of TDS. After withstanding a lot of nuclear monster stun abuse and placing a couple more maxed out accelerators down, I was able to finally take him down to claim the crown as the new king of the polluted wastelands, all thanks to my towers for pulling through when I needed them most.